If I told you that the world's first flex-fuel plug-in hybrid has just arrived in Brazil, would you believe me? Well, it doesn't just exist, it already has a price, and it's already the talk of the town. The new GWM Tank 300 PHEV Flex arrives for our 342,000 reves, with a proposal that simply doesn't exist in any other country. A large SUV with nearly 400 horsepower that runs on ethanol, gasoline, and also entirely on electricity. Now the question is this the future of Brazil or just an expensive experiment? Stay with me until the end because there's a detail here that completely changes the way you use this car in your daily life. Let's start with the heart of the car because this is where it breaks the mold. The Tank 300 Flex brings a 2.0 turbo flex engine with 163 horsepower, working together with an electric motor to deliver 394 horsepower and 76.4 kilograms force-meter of torque. And this isn't just a high number for a spec sheet. In practice, this puts it on the level of much more expensive SUVs. To give you an idea, this torque is the stuff of heavy-duty diesel cars, but with the immediate response of an electric motor. Now comes the detail that many people don't notice at first. It delivers this power with both gasoline and ethanol. This is extremely rare. Normally, a flex car loses performance with alcohol. Not here. And this happens because of the Miller cycle, which improves combustion efficiency and manages to compensate for the energy difference of the fuels. Translating, you can choose what to fuel up with without feeling the car get weaker. This totally changes the logic of use in Brazil. And the performance follows, 0 to 100 kilometers an hour in 6.8 seconds. But the most interesting part isn't even the number, it's how it delivers it. The electric motor kicks in instantly, so there's none of that typical delay of a heavy car. It's power from the very first touch on the accelerator. Now let's talk about something that might be even more important than power: electric range. It's up to 74 kilometers in the in-metro standard. In practice, this means many people will be able to use the car daily without spending any fuel at all. Work, gym, grocery store, all in electric mode. And therein lies a very strong catch. You fuel up with ethanol just for trips and run electric in the city. Depending on your use, the cost per kilometer plummets. And unlike a common hybrid, here you can charge it at a plug. The 37.1 kilowatt-hour battery is large, much bigger than most plug-in hybrids sold in Brazil. And it accepts fast charging of up to 50 kilowatts. It's not at the level of the most modern pure electrics, but it already allows you to recover a good portion of the charge in a reasonable time. However, there's a point that needs to be said. The consumption varies quite a bit. With gasoline, it gets close to 18 kilometers per liter. With ethanol, it drops to somewhere around 13 to 14 kilometers per liter. And this isn't a defect, it's a characteristic of the fuel. Ethanol naturally consumes more. The difference here is that you have total freedom of choice, something no other plug-in hybrid in the world offers today. And this technology didn't come ready-made from China. It was developed here. It had direct participation of Bosch Brazil in reprogramming the ECU, the car's brain, because integrating an electric motor, battery, and still dealing with two different types of fuel isn't simple. The system needs to automatically identify what's in the tank and adjust everything in real time. It's high-level engineering applied specifically to our market. Now let's head off the pavement because this car makes a point of reminding you that it's not just technology, it's rugged too. The Tank 300 has a body-on-frame chassis, just like a pickup truck. That already changes everything. It handles torsion, impact, and heavy use much better than a common unibody SUV. Additionally, it has 22 centimeters of ground clearance, front, rear, and center differential locks. This right here is a serious off-road package. There are 9 driving modes, including sand, mud, snow, and even an off-road cruise control. Basically, you let the car control the accelerator and brakes on its own in difficult terrain, while you only worry about steering. For those who don't have much off-road experience, this makes an absurd difference. And there's one more number that impresses: 70 centimeters of water weighting capacity.
This puts it on another level when it comes to facing flooding or heavy trails. It's not a mall SUV, though it can be one too. Speaking of the mall, the interior is practically the opposite of what you expect from a car with this profile. Here, it turns premium. Nappa leather seats with heating, ventilation, and electric adjustments, two 12.3-inch screens, well-crafted finishing, a sunroof, a 50-watt induction charger. It's an environment much closer to a luxury SUV than a hardcore off-roader. And of course, it comes packed with safety technology. The Level 2 ADAS package brings ACC, automatic braking, lane assist, blind spot monitoring, cross-traffic alert, and automatic parking. In other words, it faces the road, the trail, and the city with the same level of technology. Now let's put it in the market context, because for our 342,000 rebase, it's not alone. It goes straight into the fight with the Toyota Super 4 and Chevrolet Trailblazer. Only here, the story changes. These rivals are diesel, have a more traditional proposal, and offer 7 seats. The Tank 300, on the other hand, only has 5 seats. And that can be a deciding point. If you need a third row, it already loses. And the trunk isn't giant either. 360 liters with all seats up. Is it usable? Yes, but it's not the highlight of the car. But in compensation, none of these competitors come close to what it delivers in technology. Not in electrification, not in performance, not in versatility of use. It is literally a different proposal. And here enters the most interesting reflection. This car wasn't made for everyone. It was made for a specific type of Brazilian consumer, the one who drives a lot in the city, wants to save in the day-to-day, but doesn't give up on traveling, taking bad roads, or even facing a trail on the weekend. And in that scenario, it makes a lot of sense. Now the big question, is the Brazilian ready to pay over 300,000 rebase for a Chinese car, even with all this technology? Because it's not just about the product, it's about brand perception too. And that still carries a lot of weight in this segment. On the other hand, we've seen this happen before. Chinese brands started with cheap cars, and today they're fighting toe-to-toe with traditional giants. And the Tank 300 Flex could be one more step in that shift. So I want to know your opinion. Do you take on this new technology and bet on the future, or do you still stick with the traditional diesel as always? Comment down below, because this discussion is a great one. And if you enjoy content like this, straight to the point but with real analysis, subscribe to the channel, because the automotive market is changing fast, and whoever doesn't keep up gets left behind.